In video 9, we built 3 rails that must be in place before any seeker walks out the gate. Local pastor briefed, daily rhythm card in hand, 90-day check-in scheduled. That's the departure gate rule. Those 3 rails are the structure around the seeker. They're load-bearing. They're non-negotiable. But the structure isn't the whole story, because the moment that decides whether liberation lasts isn't on the day they leave the camp. It's 3 weeks later, 3:14 in the afternoon. Something arrives in their day that the rails can't reach because nobody else is in the room. This video's about that moment and what the seeker reaches for when it comes. Picture this. Day 23 after the retreat. The seeker's been doing the daily rhythm. Some days well, some days barely. They're walking with Jesus. The early weeks of liberation are real. Then it's a Tuesday afternoon, 3:14 p.m. They're at work. An email arrives, or a text, or they walk past a particular street, or someone says a particular sentence, and the heart drops. The wound everyone thought was healing is suddenly loud. The old shame climbs back. The lie returns, word for word. You're ruined. Nothing actually changed. You were a fool to believe it had. That moment is the moment. The local pastor isn't in the room. The circle isn't in the room. The retreat is 3 weeks behind them. They're alone with the pole, and the pole knows exactly which door to walk through. Most ministry models have nothing for that moment. They have teaching for before the encounter and structure for after the encounter. But the moment itself, the 3-minute window where everything can be lost or held, most models leave the seeker alone, and the 5-hour Lifeline is built for that moment. And it's the single most important thing the seeker carries home with them next to the daily rhythm card itself. So I find it to be a law that when I want to do right, evil lies close at hand. For I delight in the law of God in my inner being, but I see in my members another law waging war against the law of my mind. Wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? Romans 7:21 through 24. Paul wrote this as a saint, not as a sinner outside of Christ. The pole is real even in the saint. Recognizing that the pole comes back is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of being on the journey Paul himself was on. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself, unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. John 15:4 through 5. When the pole arrives, the engine is right there, not far away. Not waiting for the seeker to perform enough discipline to earn an audience. Already present, already engaged. The lifeline is the seeker turning back to face Jesus, not the seeker generating their own power. Before we name the 5 beats, I have to name what the 5-hour Lifeline is not. It's not a spiritual discipline. It's not 5 things the seeker does to manage themselves back into liberation. It's not a technique. And that distinction matters more than anything else in this video, because every seeker who comes through your retreat has already tried spiritual discipline. They've tried willpower. They've tried promises to themselves. And they've tried the 5-step programs. And every one of those things failed, which is part of why they showed up at your retreat in the first place. If we hand them a 5-hour lifeline as another technique, we're handing them the exact same thing that already didn't work. So here's the locked framing. Teach it before you teach the beats, and teach it every time. The 5-hour lifeline is 5 beats of running to Jesus. The work is His. These beats keep the seeker facing Him. Notice what's inside that framing. The seeker doesn't break the pole. Jesus broke the pole at session 3. The seeker is asking Him, in this fresh moment, to do again what He already did. These beats keep the seeker facing Him, not facing the pole, not facing their own willpower, not facing the failure of last week, facing Jesus. Every beat, every single one of the 5 is a movement towards His face. Hold that next to the engine and rails picture from video 1. Jesus is the engine, always. The daily rhythm card is the rail in calm water. The 5-hour lifeline is the rail in the storm. Both rails, same engine. Pardon was settled at the cross. Liberation breaks sin's ongoing power. The 5R is how a seeker walks in liberation when the pole tries to reclaim ground that no longer belongs to it. Here are the 5 beats the lifeline. The card is card 7 in your set. Every seeker leaves your camp with this card in their hand, beside the daily rhythm card. The 2 cards travel together. The first R, recognize. Romans 7:21-24 movement. Notice the pole as a pole, not as a weakness, not as a feeling. The familiar return of what Jesus already liberated, trying to look like something new. Prayer language. Say, Jesus, I see this. The old pole is here. Watch out. Don't fight it in silence. Naming is the first beat. Silence is where the pole grows roots. Second R, reconnect. John 15:4-5 movement. Turn face first to Jesus before doing anything else. Look at Him. The engine is right here. Prayer language. Jesus, you're here. I'm here. I'm with you right now. Watch out. Don't try to solve it first. Don't manage it. Reconnect before you act every time. Third R, renounce. James 4:7 movement. Speak the specific pull out loud and refuse it by name, not a generic refusal. The pull's precise. The renunciation matches it. Prayer language. Jesus, in your holy name, I renounce this. I am done serving it. Watch out. Don't renounce in shame. This is a refusal of the pole, not a verdict on the seeker. Shame's the pole dressed up as repentance. Fourth R. Replace. Matthew 12:43-45. Ephesians 5:13 movement. Fill the space immediately. Do the daily rhythm right now, not later. Open the Word. Ask Jesus. Receive. Empty space refills with the same pull. Prayer language. Jesus, fill this space. Speak to me. I will not leave this empty. Watch out. Don't just walk away. Walking away is leaving the house swept and empty. Replace, don't just remove. Fifth R. Report and rejoice. Psalm 107, verse 2. Hebrews 10:24-25 movement. Tell someone within the hour. Text a brother or sister who knows. Thank Jesus out loud. Liberation walked in is liberation that holds. Prayer language. Jesus, thank you. You met me here. Then send the text. Watch out. Don't go silent after victory. Silence is where the lie of I'm still bound quietly grows back. 5 beats, about 3 minutes. The pole will return another day. So will Jesus. Back to the moment from the opening. Day 23, 3:14 p.m., work desk. Email just arrived. Heart drops. Lie loud. Here's the seeker walking the lifeline. Eyes still on the screen. No one in the office knows. That's fine. The lifeline is between the seeker and Jesus. Recognize. Jesus, the old pulls back. I see it. The shame is loud again. Reconnect. You're here. I'm bringing this to you first before I do anything else. Renounce. Jesus, I renounce the lie that I'm ruined. By your name, I've done serving this. Break its hold on me again, the way you did at the retreat. Replace. Jesus, what's true in the place of that lie? Speak to me, please. Maybe the verse from the daily rhythm rises in the seeker's mind. They sit with it. 2 breaths, 3. The room's still loud. The pool's still in the air. But the seeker is no longer alone in it. Report and rejoice. Text to a brother in the circle. The pool came back today. I ran to Jesus. He met me. Then maybe a half whisper at the desk. Jesus, thank you. You came when I called. That's the lifeline. About 3 minutes of real time. The work was his. The seeker stayed facing him through all 5 beats. The pole did not win the afternoon. This is what every seeker leaves your camp prepared to do. Not because they memorized a technique, because they've been taught a way of running to the one who already moved first. One thing must be said plainly. The 5-hour lifeline is not for every situation. If the same pull keeps returning week after week, if the seeker is running the lifeline 3 times a day, and the pull is winning 2 out of 3, the 5 hours alone's not enough. That's the signal to reach for a stronger rail. This is where the 3 rails from video 9 carry the weight. First, the local pastor. When the pole keeps winning, the seeker doesn't stay solo. They sit down with their pastor, not just to talk, to be ministered to. A pastor equipped to pray across all 4 areas: inner healing, soul purification, physical healing, and release from demonic oppression. They can help discern which door the pole keeps walking through and bring the seeker to Jesus in that exact area, the same way you learned in the 4-area prayer. Second, the elders. Some loads are heavier than one shepherd should carry, and Scripture already gave us that rail. James writes, "Is anyone among you sick? Let them call the elders of the church to pray over them, and anoint them with oil in the name of the Lord." When the pastor discerns the load calls for it, they call out the elders. They often assemble after a Sunday service and pray over the seeker together. The body carries what the individual can't, and that's not a last resort. That's the church being the church. Third, counseling and medical help. Part of faithful pastoring is knowing when the pole isn't only spiritual. A pole that won't lift can have roots in grief, trauma, addiction, depression, or a medical condition. Sending a seeker to a trained counselor or a doctor isn't a stepping away from Jesus. It's Jesus working through the people and the means He's provided. The pastor and the elders help make that call, and they make it early, not after months of quiet struggle. The daily rhythm card stays the rail. The 5R is the lifeline within it. The local pastor is how the rail stays anchored when the load gets heavy. And the 90-day check-in is the scheduled point where someone with eyes on the seeker says, "The load's too heavy. We need a different kind of support." Teach your seekers to escalate without shame. The lifeline's not failing them when it can't carry every load. The lifeline's doing exactly what it was built to do. Keep them facing Jesus until a stronger rail takes the weight. When the pole keeps winning week after week, the 5R alone isn't enough, and that's not failure. Escalate without shame. Sit with your pastor, pray across all 4 areas. When the load calls for it, the elders assemble and pray over you. James 5:14 through 16. Get counseling or medical help when it's needed. The daily prayer rhythm card stays the rail. The 5R is the lifeline within it. These are the stronger rails for when the load gets heavy. Before the next video, your preparation assignment. Print card 7, the 5R lifeline, before your next retreat begins. Every seeker leaves with 2 cards, not one. The daily rhythm card in one hand, the 5R lifeline card in the other. 2 rails, same engine. Then when you teach the cards in your camp's closing session, teach the framing before you teach the beats. Say it out loud. This is not 5 things you do to fix yourself. This is 5 beats of running to the one who already came. If you teach the framing first, the beats will land as a lifeline. If you skip the framing, the beats will land as a technique, and the seeker will use them the way they used every other technique before they met Jesus. Same words, different gravity. The framing's the difference. Build better rails to the trustworthy engine, Jesus. Final video, scaling the model. How to train others to run what you run. The 4-stage mentoring pathway, and how the soul liberation model becomes a movement. This is Pastor Keith at the inviting shores of Coastal Hope Retreat. and Apollo, Taburan, Cebu, Philippines. May the Lord be with you, making his face to shine upon you, until we meet again.